It's Jake back with another Angular tutorial. Today we're going to review Angular routing and how to lazy load modules. This will make it so when you initially load your app, it will load really quickly because the bundle will be very small. And then as you need different pages, we'll lazy load them. So we'll load them as needed and then inject them into our main application. So to get started, you could create a blank Angular application and you could use the Angular CLI for that. And the command that you would use, which I already have one created here, but you can use the command ng new, and in this case I called my project tutorial, so ng new tutorial, and it will go through and it will ask if you want routing. You could say yes, and then it will ask you what kind of style sheet you want. You could do whatever kind you want, CSS, SCSS. So once that's all set up, let's open our project. In this case I'm using VS Code. So let's go to our app routing. So here you can see this routes variable. It's an array of all the routes that we want to have in our application. So let's go ahead and add some more components and modules. So this way we can test out our lazy loading. So to do that, we can use the Angular CLI with the schematics to automatically generate modules and components. So let's say ng g for generate. In this case, we'll start with a module, and we'll put it in a folder called pages, and let's call it home. And then we'll say hyphen hyphen routing, so it'll just tell it to automatically generate a routing file for this new module. Okay, so that's all set. So let's go ahead and keep the path here, and we'll change the M to a C for a component, and we can remove the routing. So this is going to create a component in the same folder, and it's automatically going to add that to this home module that we just created. Cool. So now we have this home module here, and we also generated the home routing module using the routing flag, and then we also created the home component here. So let's look at this component. It's just bare. The HTML will say home works, which is all we need for now. The home module imports the home component, or declares it here, and then we can also say, actually we don't have to export since we're just going to be lazy loading and using it internally. Okay, so this is all set. So let's go into our home routing module. So this should look exactly the same as the app routing module we looked at in the beginning. So let's expand this array here, and we'll add one path. So we'll say path empty string component home component path match full. So whenever you have an empty path, it's recommended to use path match full. Any other path, you don't need that. But just to make sure everything works smoothly, I recommend using path match full for any empty path. So this is saying when you go to the home module, which imports this home routing module, if you go to the empty path, it's going to load the home component, which should then say home works. Okay, so now that we have this home module all set up with the routing, let's go back to our app routing module, and we'll say path empty. Let's say redirect to, let's say /home. And as I said before, path match. So if we have an empty path, let's do path match full. And let's add one more path. So we'll pay path home. And normally you would say component, home component, and load it here to go to the home component. But in this case, we're going to lazy load it. So instead of component, we'll say load children. And then we're going to use an import statement to lazy load. And we'll specify the path of the home module. So this will be in pages, home module. And then this returns a promise, so we'll say .then. And you could give it any parameter, any name, and module. So we'll return that module. So I hope this all makes sense so far. So this is pretty much it. So if you have multiple pages, you would just add load children for each page. And when you first boot up the app, it's not going to load the home module at all. So you could have whatever you want in here that might be larger, and it's not going to load that initially. So we'll start out by just loading this app component, which has all the empty Angular stuff for now. So we can remove that, and we'll add the so in the app component HTML file, you could clear out all the default stuff that Angular creates for you, and we'll just add a router outlet. So we'll say navbar will go here at the top. So this app component HTML is going to be like the parent to all of our pages. So you could put, if you want like a navbar here that you want on all your pages, or like a footer or something. And then this router outlet is where the home component will be loaded. The home module will load all of its children. And if you have other pages, say like a contact page, and you switch to /contact, that will put that here too. So whatever page you're on will go in here. So you could take this and surround this by other styles if you want, other elements, and style it, add padding, whatever you want to do there. So if you have any questions on this, feel free to leave a comment. And if you like this video and my other videos, feel free to give it a thumbs up. It really would help out the channel. Thank you.